my name is Jay, and here's my colleague Roman Shabaltas, and we're from Media Translation. Okay, well, it's not language translation, but for folks like you who is involved in the media business, we translate from an old technology to new technology. Okay, now, what do you think is the most popular form of media storage for broadcasters today? Most popular? Is it like a hard disk or a hard drive? Google Drive. It's not yet getting there, but okay, I'll tell you. It is tape library, tape, because that's where you can store cheap and deep, really cheap and deep, right? In fact, if you heard of Amazon, they store the real archive stuff, they store it in tape libraries too, right? So over the last 20 years, tape has become so popular, there are hundreds of petabytes of content that is being stored in tape. But guess what? Fast forward to 21st century, and now we have people wanting to store content in the cloud. But do you think it's easy? It's not so easy. So at Media Translation, we provide a hassle-free transition from tape technology to the cloud technologies. Okay? So, why is it so difficult for people to move from here to there? And why do they want to move from tape in the first place if it is so cheap, right? There is a lot of reasons. Tape technology is very hard to maintain. You spend a lot of money, right? Because you have robots that you got to maintain. And those LTO tapes, they start to degenerate after a while. And so you might have what is called bit rot, and you might lose data. So every once in a while, you got to migrate, right? And then now, do you think you know what's inside your tape library? Most people don't even know. If you want to find something very quickly, you don't know what's in your tape. So you really need to migrate it out, right? And then it's also not very agile, right? You're stuck here, but you need to do all kinds of fun things with your content. That you want to do OTT. How many of you have heard of OTT? Like streaming, yeah? Okay, so do you think it's easy to stream when you have all the stuff on tape? It's not, you got to get it out first, yeah? You got to get it out. So if you want to do syndication, you want to sell, buy content, it's not so easy. So there's so many reasons why people want to move from tape to cloud, but it's a very, very difficult challenge. And this is what we're going to solve today. And my colleague here, Roman, will tell you the secret sauce that we use on how we migrate from tape to cloud. Yeah? Roman, take it away.
Okay. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay, so quite often the conversation around introducing new type of archives, which are object storage or cloud, is spin around, yeah, we get it, it will be very nice, and you will save your expenses and so on. And the technical director or somebody who decides really keen on introducing new technology. But the major issue they face is that they have already existing IT environment. They have already a bunch of enterprise systems like media set management, PAM, playout, or you name it. And those already have interfaces integrated to tape library or existing tape library like Diva or IBM TSM or Mustec or anything like that. And if we imagine we've got new object storage, like nice object storage from Cloudian, you get it, you have it on-prem, and then the challenge is how you change these all big systems to talk to a new storage. And potentially you also need to talk at the same time to the legacy system for a while, because if you deal with about 20 petas, you cannot just instantaneously move the content, right? So you need to buy some time, still run the tape library, and you have your new option, be it object storage or cloud or anything like that, okay? So how we, Media Translation, tackle this problem? We develop a special software, like an emulation layer called Gateway, And this particular slide represents the Diva API emulator, and we have various types of that. And then we plug it into between this all enterprise systems and the Diva storage or tape library. And then all systems continue to speak to this gateway and think that that's actually the tape library. And we forward request to either tape library or the cloud or the object storage. Okay, so that gives us opportunity to IT department of the TV station saying, okay, we have a couple of years of plan, and now systems still continue to work through the gateway towards the real archive, but at the same time we migrate tape by tape to object storage, and then gateway is smart enough to when it receives request and it checks, okay, it's actually already on disk. So it just serves it as it be from cache or something like that. So eventually, if customer decides to phase away tape archive, then they just do that, or they might keep the tape archive and object storage and the cloud option. And with this gateway solution, they kind of protect them from needing to negotiate with these big vendors of media set management to PAM or Playout to develop these new connectors. Or it buys time for them. And that was particularly compelling for multiple customers we've been talking to, because that's actually addressed this need behind the need, this hidden problem technical directors have, worrying about how I'm going to fix my IT or how I'm not disrupting my IT infrastructure. So keeping this project complex enough already in reasonable boundaries of complexity, so would not explode it and not touch these other big islands of the IT infrastructure. So that's major proposition. On top of that, we offer MT Vision, and this is a lightweight user interface to allows for searching across object storage, and in many cases object storage plays a disaster recovery option, and then customers once their MAM system goes down, they would like to have some simple and familiar user interface to find the content they have on object storage. And for that we also offer this light user interface, and altogether this solution actually addressed quite some concerns of the customers who want to adopt object storage or cloud storage, and it moves this discussion forward and actually simplifies adoption of object storage very much. So that's our proposition. So yeah, on the next slide, I'll quickly touch that we already done a couple of projects, and that's, if you're interested in details, you can come down and we will discuss the, a little bit lower technical details of the solution. Okay.
Okay, so Roman pointed out in great technical detail our secret sauce and how we do the migration, right? We do the emulation layer, but we also have some very interesting tools that is useful for the customer when they're in the process of migrating. Of course, we talked in great detail about the gateway, which is our emulation layer, but we also have an audit service where we have an archive console and monitoring, and we tell you very detailed way of what the current archive looks like, right? How often are they moving content from production to tape and so on. So this tool is very essential so that they get great insight on what the archive looks like. So using all these tools, the lightweight MAM that Roman mentioned to do search and discovery, the archive console to do very detailed report on the archive, and the gateway, we're able to offer very seamless and non-disruptive migration, yeah? Oh, okay. Yeah, so these are the tools that we use to enable a migration service for customers that may have tens of petabytes of content that they move over a period of several years to the new next generation archive. So that's all. Thank you for your time.